Nothing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my current take on sweat-proof, humidity-proof makeup. Okay, this is what I do on the days that I do not want my makeup to budge. Like budge. Some of the products that I'm going to be using in this video I used on my wedding day, or the makeup artist used on my wedding day, and things turned out great. My makeup did not slide off, melt off, none of that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is to moisturize. I'm not going to be moisturizing my face because I already moisturized when I came out of the shower, but I'm going to apply some moisturizer on this side of my face, okay? Because this side of my face is literally normal to dry, which is crazy. Just this area here, this area and the rest, very oily or just oily. This area here is just normal to dry. And most of the time after I do foundation, I notice that things kind of look a bit dry in this area. So now my current favorite thing to do is to apply moisturizer. I'm using an oil-free moisturizer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury water cream, okay? Highly recommend. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with a primer. This one I really love, been enjoying it. It's the Dynasamyrix Yummy Skin Powder Serum. So I'm going to take a few drops of this. I make sure that I apply this on my T-zone. Basically all the areas of my face where I'll typically get really oily. Okay, next I'm going to tackle my brows. First, I take everything up with a spoolie, and then I go in with my Adele brow glue. I like to work the gel into my brows and then start combing up. I really love the Ardell brow gel, by the way, the brow glue. It's not that expensive and it gets the job done. It also dries really fast. So right now my brows are dry. I'm going to go in with my brow pencil from ABH. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Amande. Okay, so before I blend out my concealer, I'm going to go in with my NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint pen. And I'm going to just use this to add small hair-like strokes. It might not be very obvious, but in person, it actually just helps the way that the brows look. This is my Huda Beauty Conceal and Blend brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for concealer, and it blends everything out so nicely. See how fast that was. Next thing I'm going to do is to prime my eyes. This is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extend Eye Base. And this is because my lids get very oily and it's going to prevent the eyeshadow that I'm going to do from creasing. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing eyeshadow for this look because the base is actually the star of the show. But then again, what I'm also doing here, for days you want to wear eyeshadow and you also want your makeup sweat proof and humidity proof, this is also key. So prime, And after you apply it, I'll just highly recommend that you use your hand to blend it in. Okay, it dries really quickly without setting, so this is not one of those primers that you need to set. As you can see, I'm not taking this primer all the way to my brow bone area. I'm just concentrating around my crease because that is where my eyeshadow starts to separate. So it's very, very important to me that I prime that area. I know that I already said that you don't need to set the primer because it dries matte, but I'm going to set the concealer that I have in this area here and also just bring it down towards the primer a little bit. This is just some translucent setting powder. You can use any type that you have. This particular one that I'm using here is from Laura Mercier. The reason why I love to do this is that if you do not do it, then the matte eyeshadow that you're going to bring up into that area might just start sticking to the concealer. So first of all, just set that concealer with something and then go in with your eyeshadow. I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette for this look. The first shade that I'm going to use is this one. This one here called Unapologetic. This is going to serve as my transition color, so I'm just going to sweep it into my crease. Next color that I'm going to use is this one here called She Rich. So I'm applying this particular color in my outer corner using a small penciled brush. Not really a pencil brush, but like a small blending brush to pack it in at first. And then I'm going to go in with a more fluffy brush to blend it out properly. Going back in with that transition color to blend out the edges of this darker color. See, it looks a bit more seamless. Before I apply colors on my lids, I'm going to take this jelly eyeshadow base in the Huda Beauty Empowered palette and I'm going to work that into this area here. It's going to give the other colors that I'm about to apply something to stick to. Okay, I'm going in with this shade here called Aurora. Going to apply a little bit more of that jelly eyeshadow base, just so that it will give the next color something to adhere to. Next color would be this one here called VVS. Okay, that was not applying well with a brush for whatever reason, and with my fingers doing way better. Okay, so those last eyeshadows are very glittery. So I have some glitter on my face. I'm going to take them off, nothing to worry about. Last, I'm going to take this shade here called Cold Plunge. Basically using this shade to set the concealer that I have on my brow bone area. And I'm also going to take it down just a little bit into this area. To finish up my eyeshadow application, I'm going back in with this first color that I used, Unapologetic, and I'm going to use this to blend out any harsh lines. Next, I'm going to line my eyes really quickly. This is the Huda Beauty Lifeliner, and this particular shade I think is called Vanta Black. I'm not sure, but I'm going to have the name on the screen. So for my mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit Roller Lash. I like the way everything is looking right now. I think I'm going to use lashes that wing out just to emphasize the wing line that I just created. My lash band is looking a bit weird, so I'm going to use my eyeliner and just go over the lash band. Guys, I love this eyeliner so much. Like, it makes lining your eyes so easy. The pen also very thin, okay? It makes adjustments super easy. So I think that my lashes look good. Next thing that I'm going to do is line my waterline. This is my Huda Beauty Longwear eye pencil. This is in Very Vanta, the same shade as the pen liner that I just used. Okay, so onto the part of this tutorial that I'm really excited about. So starting out with foundation, this is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation, and my shade in this is Peanut Buttercup. To highlight, I'm going to be using my Pat McGrath concealer in M21. It's extremely important that you use a concealer that is not extremely hydrating, anything like that. A concealer that is actually appropriate for your skin tone, especially if you have oily skin. Stick to the ones that are not too heavy, but will give you decent coverage. So I'm going to go on ahead and blend this out now. I like to use a sponge to do this. Feel free to use whatever you prefer, but take your time. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is contour. This is my Huda Beauty Tantour in medium. With another brush, an angled blending brush for the face, I'm going to work this into my temples and just around my hairline. For my cream blush, I'm going to be using Pixies on the Glow Blush, and this shade is Ruby. To give my immediate under eye extra brightness, I'm going in with my Hourglass concealer in the shade Flax. The key for me when it comes to this is taking your time out to blend. I'm going to set my immediate under eye with my Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Blondie. Yeah, Blondie, I wanted to confirm. With a smaller brush, I'm going to set down the bridge of my nose. With a small blending brush, I'm going to set the other areas where I have the concealer. To set the areas where I have my bronzer, I'm going to be using my NYX Buttermilk bronzer in the shade Do Butter. For my blush, or to set the area where I have my blush, I'm using NYX Butter Melt Blush in Black and Butter. Next thing I'm going to do is set my entire face. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in number 4. After doing that, I'm going in with a lighter blush. This is MAC blush in Burnt Pepper. The reason I'm using a lighter blush is that the NYX blush was very vibrant, and if I brought it all the way in here, it would be a bit difficult to control. So this is just an easier thing. Using a light blush, a lighter color to blend out the edges, it kind of looks a bit more natural. This shade here, called 44, I'm going to apply that on my lower lash line. I like to leave this particular step for after I set my immediate under eye, so I'm going to do that very quickly. I'm going to apply some mascara on my bottom lashes as well. So I'm going to line my lips. This is a Sephora lip pencil and this shade is Molasses. Guys, I'm not even done, but this look is giving, okay? I'll be using this lip gloss from Sooo. It's in the shade Trimm, and I'm going to apply this on the center of my lips. This is such a gorgeous shade and it's so pigmented. You guys know that my favorite lip gloss for this is from NARS and it's been discontinued. This is my new replacement. So to finish everything up, I'm going to use a clear gloss as usual. I'm not going to apply this directly on my lips like I did Trimm. This particular shade is clear. It doesn't have a name. The name is just clear. Although I love the one for days that I don't have anything on my lips, I'm going to use a brush. I want this to be very, very precise, especially on my top lip. Last thing that I'm going to do, and guys, this is tea. This is key. Regardless of the makeup look or tutorial that you go for, even if it's not as bright as this one or have all these colors, this is so important. No matter how light or heavy the makeup is, if you don't want it slipping and sliding, you want to use this. This is the Sooo Cosmetics Seal It Waterproof Makeup Locking Mist. Okay, guys, I remember this being used on my face on my traditional wedding day. I think one of my wedding days, to be honest, this was used at a point. When I say that my makeup did not move, it didn't budge. You want to shake this, shake it, and when you're done shaking, you want to hold it away from your face about 7 inches minimum, and then do a light spray. Okay, let's do that. You don't want to do too much. What I just did is enough. I think that where people run into issues with this spray is when they do too much. This is enough. And when I tell you guys, you're good to go. Honestly, you can even feel it, okay? You feel it, not in a very weird, uncomfortable way, but you can tell that a layer has gone over to secure things. So to just show you guys what I am saying, this is a paper towel, okay, a piece of tissue. I am going to use this to dab my face, okay? I have very bright blush in this area, for example, okay? It's very bright, but there's nothing on my tissue paper, okay? Nothing. Let's do it again. Nothing. Guys, give this routine a go and let me know how it works out for you. I'm going to have all the products that I've used in this video linked in the description box. I think that the setting spray is a game changer. I have this massive size here that I use when I'm shooting videos or when I'm getting ready to go out, and I have a small travel size that I travel with. So good. Again, all links will be in the description box. I love this look. Humidity aside, makeup for hot weather aside, I think it eats. I'll see you guys in my next one.